Hey y'all, this is Tonetta, your relationship coach, your truth, where I have educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth within your relationship. And I'm here this evening talking about 10 ways to be independent within your relationship. And of course, there's one bonus way, so I guess it's 11 of them to, of course, teach you how to, of course, be independent within your relationship. And I'm hoping this video is better. My last one was very choppy, so hopefully this is better for you all. I had to move location, so hopefully this is a better one. So let me go ahead and get back into this video. And of course, I'm going to be starting over with codependency. What actually is codependency? I know a lot of y'all may have seen me posting about codependency, healing, learning how to be independent in your relationship, and the things that you can do on your own, that kind of thing, this past week and a half. I hope that you all, of course, were looking at some of those things, and this is going to tie right in with this particular video. So keep that in mind. So get on to the definitions. Codependency is excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner, typically one who requires support on account of an illness or addiction. So that's the definition of codependency, y'all. Codependent relationships is often used to describe relationships where a person is needy or dependent upon the other person. This usually leads to people-pleasing and enabling. Also, codependent relationships is when one partner needs the other, who in turn needs to be needed. The codependents, the person who is, of course, constantly people-pleasing and can't say no and those kind of things, usually their self-esteem and self-worth will only come from sacrificing themselves for their partner, who is glad, of course, to receive their sacrifices. These codependent relationships, y'all, can be romantic or not, but just keep in mind that no matter what they are, they, of course, often includes emotional, physical, and, of course, other types of abuses. So keep that in mind, y'all, when we're talking about codependency. I know what that is. Of course, I've been there as well, trying to people please and not being able to say no, and not being able to, of course, I guess walking on eggshells and not wanting the other people to get upset. Some of it was romantic, and some of it was not actually. Some of it was like friends and family and that kind of thing. And then, of course, there was the relationships that I had as well. But like I said, at some point, I had to learn how to love myself a lot more, to, of course, start depending upon myself a lot more, and to, of course, keep my independence. And like I said, that's what these 10 things, well, 11 things, plus the one bonus one, will, of course, help you do. Like I said, I'm not an entire process for every single person that's listening in, but for some people out there, this is, of course, something that they have to hear. So like I said, getting on to number one. Number one, learn to recognize your own emotions. I know sometimes we can, of course, well, especially when your partner is, of course, angry, upset, that kind of thing. I know sometimes we can, of course, our partner comes in all upset and we're like, oh my God, now I'm mad, all these kind of things, because they've explained this long story and told us whatever happened, that kind of thing. Just keep in mind, you do not have to get angry, get upset, or whatever, irate, whatever it is, just because your partner is feeling that way. Just keep that in mind. You don't have to do any of that. Oh, thanks, sis, for letting me know that it's much better. I'm glad of that. Thank you. Like I said, you definitely don't have to have to feed into your partner's behaviors. If you're already happy, you're having a good day, but your partner's having a bad day, coming home from work, and now you all of a sudden want to be upset or whatever else, that's on you, and that is codependency. Like I said, that's something that you, of course, have to teach yourself how to stop. You don't want to, of course, mingle your emotions in with your partner like that. They're their own individual person. They're going to have a different outlook on life than you will have, because you all are two unique people. And just keep in mind that if you're already happy, but your partner's coming home upset and angry, give them time to cool down. And it's okay for them to be angry, upset, irate, or whatever it is. You go on and do whatever you need to do for yourself, whether that's cooking, cleaning, I don't know, going outside for a walk, walking the dog, whatever it is, and maintaining your happiness and your peace. Later on that day, go to your partner to find out what happened, what they were upset about, and be a support for your partner. And of course, be empathetic as well. But you do not have to get angry just because your partner is getting angry. And I know when we're arguing and that kind of thing, that's not easy to do. But this is talking about outside of that, I put it that way. Just only when your partner's coming home, coming back in, upset and angry, that you don't have to feed into that, and you don't have to be in that type of emotion either. Just keep that in mind. Number two, do something by yourself. Always doing something by yourself, of course, keeps your independence. It always does. Whether you're doing, like I said before, cooking or cleaning or walking the dog or going to the store by yourself or going shopping by yourself, whatever it is, doing something by yourself always adds to your own independence, and that you can do it by yourself. You don't have to depend on your partner to go with you and tell you how these shoes look or whatever it is. Know what you like and know what you want and get out there and do those things. If you want to go hiking out in the woods, make sure you're safe, of course. But like I said, you don't need your partner to always go with you and do all these things with you. Do them alone as well. That, of course, like I said, keeps you independent and keeps you, like I said, a sense of autonomy as well. Number 3, understand and accept your partner's point of view. Like I said, your partner will have their own point of view on how they see situations, on what makes them upset or whatever it is. You don't have to have the same point of view that they have unless that's what you already innately have. I put it that way. Like I said, you just understand that you're a separate person from your partner. They're going to have their own point of view about these things, and so will you, and that's okay. Like I said, the whole gist of a relationship is, of course, you're bringing whatever you have on your side, your values, your beliefs, and whatever it is. And of course, your partner's bringing his or hers, and you all are commingling those things and learning how to negotiate those things. And of course, learning how to, of course, not step over each other's boundaries and things like that. Like I said, it's not for you to, of course, just his point of view is or her point of view is always going to be mine and that kind of thing. In order for you to remain independent, you have to accept that they have their own point of view, and you, of course, will have yours, and there is nothing wrong with that, y'all. Number 4, learning to be interdependent and not codependent. I know I've said that a lot throughout this video, but this I'm talking about on this, meaning that you don't need to, of course, you can live either without or with your partner. I guess I put it that way. Meaning live with them, meaning that you're, of course, good on your own without your partner. You don't need them there all the time. You don't need them by your side every time you're making a decision. You don't need them by your side every time you're going outside to take a walk. You don't need them by your side every time you're going to work or doing whatever it is you're doing. Meaning interdependent is when you're, of course, able to live on your own, still, of course, be in a relationship, but not be so needy up on that person. Like I said, they're trying to live their own lives as well. And they, of course, cannot take on your burdens, and sometimes that does happen. Sometimes they, of course, take on different things of yours. That's okay as well, as long as you get back to being your own independent self. And just keep in mind that, like I said, not saying you don't need a partner, but just keep in mind that you are okay without needing to be around your partner 24/7, y'all. Just keep that in mind. Number 5, think of your core values and don't negotiate them to be in a relationship. Your core values, your beliefs, your non-negotiables, your boundaries, all those types of things, you should never negotiate those things or get rid of those things just to be with the person, the man, woman, whoever it is. If they can, of course, accept the whole you, whoever you are, with it, including your values and your beliefs and your political point of view and whatever it is, I don't know, your eating habits, whatever it is. Like I said, you should never negotiate those things. Those things are you, unless you're just sloppy all on the floor eating or something like that. Other than that, like I said, all those values and beliefs that you have, all the ways that you feel about politics and religion, that kind of thing, I will never, I can say for myself, to never negotiate those things. If you're negotiating those things and, of course, falling right in line with your partner, oh, I'm going to believe this because he or she believes that every single time, like I said, that's a very unhealthy relationship. You're losing yourself within that relationship, and your partners, sometimes, yes, people do take advantage of people like that. I've been taken advantage of, and I'm sure a lot of y'all have been as well. That's why codependency is so important that we have to, I guess, to think about these things. Like I said, to maintain our sense of autonomy, to be the independent person that we are. Yes, we're coming together to, of course, live and to be in the same house and to have a relationship. But like I said, you don't have to give up anything that you've done in the past unless you're one who sleeps around, something like that. That's understandable. But other than like your own core values, your own core beliefs, your own non-negotiables and your boundaries, make sure that you're, like I said, keep staying with those things. And if your partner cannot understand why you have these boundaries or why you have these stupid beliefs about religion or whatever it is, maybe that's not the person that you should be with. So keep that in mind, y'all. You should never negotiate those things. That is part of you. Number 6, maintain your own passions. Always have stuff that you love and like to do. Not just doing things because your partner wants you to do them or because they go bowling all the time and you want to go bowling now and try to join a league and do all these things, but you hate it, but you're doing it just to be with your partner. Like I said, have your own set of passions and things that you like and love to do without your partner. You don't always have to follow behind your partner to do all these things, and especially if you don't like them anyway. Now, if you like them, then go ahead and do it. That's fine. But if you're just doing it just to keep this person around or just to make this person love you and all those kind of things, when it comes to your passions and things you love and like to do, like I said, you have to learn how to do those things on your own and maintain your sense of independency. Because like I said, going with your partner, doing whatever he or she likes and trying to please them all the time just because they want to do rock climbing or, I don't know, going to fold clothes every day, whatever it is. Like I said, you're definitely setting yourself up for failure. Like I said before, those who are codependent or needy all the time, want to be around their partner all the time, those are, like I said, can definitely be people-pleasing people, not knowing how to say no and not knowing how to, of course, live their own lives to, of course, love themselves and that kind of thing. Just keep that in mind, y'all. You do not want to lose who you are just to be with somebody, and that includes your passions. Number 7, learn to love yourself, like I just said, to take care of yourself and your needs. You can do this with or without your partner. I know a lot of us, of course, may have been single at some point in our lives, and of course you learn how to, of course, take care of your needs. You learn how to, of course, love yourself and take care of yourself. A partner should not, I guess, well, for me, the way I look at it, like I said, your partner should not be the only person that, of course, teaches you how to love yourself or anything along those lines. Like I said, you definitely have to make sure that before you get into any relationship, that you know how to take care of your needs and take care of yourself. Knowing how to pay your own bills, knowing how to pay whatever it is, your car insurance every month, knowing how to go get a car, knowing how to get your own apartment or whatever it is, knowing how to go shopping for food, knowing how to cook that food, knowing how to clean up already. Those things, you, like I said, you should already know how to do those things going into any relationship. And if you're in a relationship where you have no idea how to do those things, it's time for you to start learning. I put it that way. Because like I said, depending on your partner, for all these types of things that you should be able to do on your own to maintain your own self on this earth, those are things that you have to learn as well. Not just your partner knowing how to cook and you have no idea how to fend for yourself when he or she is gone, all you can make is Roman noodles in the microwave. That should never be. And I know couples like that, actually. But like I said, it should never be. You should know how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, there's tutorials. I've done tutorials of cooking all on YouTube. You can find out YouTube videos how to clean, or you can just look it up on YouTube, I guess Google as well. Look up those things and figure out how to fend for yourself. You should never have to depend on a person so much where you have no idea how to cook, clean, pay your own bills, know about the money that's coming to the house, any of those things. Like I said, you have to learn how to love yourself a lot more in order for you to, of course, know what your needs are, to, of course, know how to take care of yourself and know how to, like I said, fend for yourself. If that person should die tomorrow or leave you tomorrow, you should know how to, of course, keep your life going. You should know how to, of course, take care of yourself, whether that person is there or not. So like I said, definitely make sure that you understand that, y'all. Number 8, hanging out with your own friends without your partner. I know I've been guilty of this in the past, wanting to go hang with my partner, or he's wanting to hang with me a lot, that kind of thing. But I had to realize that my own set of friends are my own set of friends. Yes, I'm sure he had his own set of friends as well, and we can all commingle and have couples date nights or group activities or that kind of thing. But let's keep in mind that you don't always have to hang with your partner. You should also have, whether it's just one girlfriend or one guy friend that you hang with, somebody else that you hang with besides your partner. We all have families. Some people have siblings. Some folks, of course, have friends or work co-buddies or whoever it is. Like I said, at some point you have to learn that maintaining your own sense of independence is, of course, maintaining your own group of, I guess, circle of friends, your own group of friends that you hang out with without your partner. You don't always have to hang out with your partner, y'all. Go on to every single thing together. That is fine. But like I said, at some point you want to make sure that you're still maintaining your own relationships outside of your romantic relationship. I guess I put it that way. Number 9. Find yourself a new hobby, of course, being independent, that kind of thing. Of course, you're finding things that you want to do that you love, whether it's molding clay, I don't know, making cakes or whatever it is. Find things that you love as far as a new hobby. You never know, that hobby can turn into a business one day, and that could be another stream of income for you and your partner inside your relationship. So let's keep that in mind, y'all. And number 10, figure out what's important to you aside from your relationship. Maintaining your independence in your relationship is figuring out what's important to you, not just what's important to your partner, what they want, and all these types of things. You have to know what you want as well. I know I'm saying that. I know it's easy to say, but of course it took, for me, it took, I guess, to figure out what I wanted, my needs, and all those types of things. It has taken a while. I'm 44 years old. And for a lot of you, maybe my age or older, if you haven't taken that time to, of course, self-reflect, to figure out what you want, of course, gain your own self-awareness, to figure out what you need and what's important outside of your relationship, maybe it's time for you all to start doing so. Like I said, doing so, you will definitely, of course, maintain your independence, and you will definitely feel like you're able to be your own person within this relationship and not be the person that your partner wants you to be. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. And I had a bonus on here as well. This is the bonus, y'all. I know I've actually spoken on this a few times in this video, but I just want to make sure that you, of course, this is number 11. This is the bonus. Make sure that you, of course, learn to say no and accept no. Learning to say no and accept that you're going to be saying these no's to people, that some folks are not going to agree with you saying no, that kind of thing. At some point, we have to learn how to, of course, like I said before, we have our own values, our own beliefs, our own non-negotiables, and our own boundaries. And if the person that you're with that keeps stepping over those boundaries, and you're just a yes girl, the yes man, or he can do this or she can do this because I love them and I'm trying to make sure they stay with me and all these kind of things, at some point that person's going to leave you because you keep giving in to them all the time. If they're not going to leave you, they're going to start walking all over you, meaning that they're using you for whatever it is, whether it's money or the house or that you all are staying in or whatever it is. You have to learn how to say no and stand up for yourself. Of course, you can't always be the yes girl, the yes man. You can live like that, and you'll be very miserable living like that. Just keep that in mind. I know it because I've lived through it as well, not just with my relationships, but also with families, friends, co-workers at work, and that kind of thing as well. I always wanted to say yes, and I'll do this, and I'll take on this, all these damn responsibilities, and I'm getting ran over and keep giving all these tasks, and I'm taking folks back and forth to the store, not even, I guess, trying to even do anything for myself. I lost myself a long time, I guess I put it that way, within all the relationships that I was in. Like I said, definitely people pleasing and knowing not knowing how to say no and living with that no. Like I said, I know this is easier said than done. And if you all haven't started working on learning how to say no, maybe it's a good time for y'all to start. Just like the last thing. Like I said, knowing how to say no, of course, lets folks know, let other people know that they cannot, of course, keep running over you. It lets them know that you, of course, you have boundaries and that you're going to stick to those boundaries regardless of who they are in your life. Saying no, of course, lets other folks know that they're not just going to keep walking all over you, and then you, of course, are trying to please them just to keep a relationship going. If those folks are depending on you to always say yes, to always do whatever it is they want you to do, then maybe those are not the people that you need in your life. I don't care if they're family or friends or a husband or wife or whoever you're with. Like I said, at some point you have to understand that sometimes those folks are just with you, are around you, or in your circle or in your life, including family, because you have not said no to them, and that you're, of course, going with fulfilling all their needs or whatever else they need for you to do. You're doing all those things when they could be doing them things on their own, being their own independent person. But you fell into the trap of trying to please everybody, to not say no, because you don't want to lose this relationship with your mom or your dad or your cousin, your sister, your job, or whoever it is. At some point, we have to realize that we're actually running ourselves into the ground. Like I said, I know how it feels to be yes girl, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, and I'm running myself ragged, but everybody else is at peace doing what the hell they want to do, and I'm still running around doing this, doing that, can't even take care of myself. Just that like, oh my God, I got to do this next, I got to do this next, I got to do this next. Like I said, that is very exhausting mentally and physically. Like I said, at some point we have to learn that we can, of course, say no and live with that, and that it's okay to say no. I know folks around you, I do want to say this before I get off this video. When you start saying no to people, just keep in mind that if you're the person that was always saying yes and doing everything for everybody else, but when you start saying no, those folks at some point are going to start following all of your life. So keep that in mind. Yes, it's going to be hurtful, especially if it's your family or friends that you've been around for years and years and years, but you was always saying yes girl, yes man, want to do everything for everybody and take care of everybody, but you ain't taking care of yourself. When you start saying no and standing up to those folks, telling them you have other stuff to do, and that you cannot help them, like I said, yes, they're going to be pissed off. I can tell you that, for one. But for two, they're going to start falling off. They're going to start going to somebody else who's going to be the yes girl so they can get whatever it is fulfilled. So let's keep that in mind. Like I said, I know it's easy for me to start saying no, that kind of thing. Yes, you can start today saying no, but just keep in mind that this is a process. It's not like a one-time thing and it's over. You have to continue this for the rest of your life, I guess I put it that way. Actually, every single thing I put on this list, in order for you to, I guess, to be independent within any relationship that you're in, you have to continue these for the rest of your life. And I'm sure there's more out there to continue as well that I didn't even mention in this list. But like I said, these things, all the things I've said, yes, they're easier said than done. Like I said, this is the work that a lot of you may not want to, of course, do because you're scared that you're going to lose these folks that have been in your life and that's been in your circle, and you're scared to figure out how to start on a journey by yourself again. I've had to do that. I know Abigail have had to do that on this video as well. There's a lot of folks that I know have had to do that. Like I said, at some point when you start saying no, standing up for yourself, not being the yes girl, yes man, those folks are going to start falling off. Those folks are going to be like, oh, I don't like her no more because she can't take me to the grocery store no more. Who does she think she is? All that kind of stuff. You're going to get a lot of that. But like I said, in order for you to maintain your own independence and, of course, stand up for yourself, maintain your own boundaries, and, of course, show folks that you love yourself and that you're able to take care of yourself without them involved, then, like I said, then you'll, of course, be a happier or more peaceful person. Like I said, it's not just about the independence, but it's also about your happiness and about your inner peace as well. So just keep that in mind, y'all. So with that, I want to say thank y'all for being on this video today. Just keep in mind that every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be on here with some type of workshop just to let you all know. And of course, yes, I'll be letting y'all know what it is throughout the week. But I just want to make sure that y'all know every Sunday from now on, 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm here to say I'll be on video to let you all know, like I said, some type of topic, teaching you all some type of something. And if you all have any suggestions, always make sure to put a comment or that you send to me in the DMs. Either one is fine with me. So with that, I want to thank you again. I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth, where I educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationship. And being independent is, of course, being who you are and maintaining who you are in your relationship as well. So with that, I want to say thank you all. Have a great evening, and I will answer your comments once I'm done with the video. Take care, y'all. Have a great one.